everybody, and welcome to the next episode on the Aluminum Falcon version 6 server. This is actually episode 9 on this server. Now, you don't notice that I've pretty much, not much has changed since the previous episode at all. In fact, I still have pretty much everything that I had, I think, in my inventory since that last episode in my hotbar. But, yeah, well, there's reasons for that. It's been a very busy week for me, so I haven't actually been able to do a whole lot on the server. Yeah, it's nighttime. Maybe I should... Oh, it looks so beautiful, though, at night. Look at it glow. Let's just take a look at this while I talk about what's going to go on in this episode. I should probably make a statement that, well, it's going to be obvious when it comes out late. This episode's going to come out late. There's not much I can... Let's clear and clear. There we go, nice and clear. But yeah, this episode's gonna be late. I'm recording this like Friday evening, which isn't the best. So not much I can do about that. It's, as I said, been a pretty busy week. Regardless of that, what we're going to be doing in this episode is making the what do you call this thing? It's not interplanetary spaceship thing. It's the thing that we were supposed to be doing in March for transportation. So, I'm still kind of wondering where exactly I'm going to build this critter. It's going to be relatively large. I still have yet to find out how large, but I also need to find out where. So in this world, since we can't press F3? Can't press F3 to figure out what our chords are. We can't figure out how high the build limit is, and I don't want to just build actually, I might do that. I might just build a very tall structure to indicate, and I could make it out of wood. That way I don't need to break it all down. It'll just break on its own. So where am I going to put that? Where am I going to put this massively oversized creature? It needs to be somewhere that's visible. Right then, so I think I found a good spot. Just up top there was a nice little mountain there. Doesn't seem to be anything particularly interesting around there. It goes up quite a long distance. Do I really want to go and build it this high up? There it is. There's the build limit. Right there. There it is. Okay. Now the reason why I got to build this critter so high is because the building itself needs to be relatively large, to be honest. There it is. That's how large it is. This is where I'm going to bet this is probably Xantos's. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it. I want it to be large enough that I can be walking around inside, and yet not so large that it's like out of this world crazy. But I still want it to be low enough that it makes logical sense. So maybe I didn't need to bring it up this high. Maybe I can just, I'll start it right about here, right above the clouds, which makes logical sense. So let's start here. That's where it's going to begin. And the whole thing, I would like to make it out of quartz, or maybe even iron. That would make logical sense, wouldn't it? I would actually like to make it out of quartz, but I mean, this is supposed to look like a nice, clean-looking spaceship, so maybe it should be actually made out of white concrete. There's so many decisions. If I make it out of white concrete, it's going to have no pattern to it. But if I make it out of iron blocks, then I can't use the iron block pattern on the inside. But I could use the chiseled quartz block on the inside, which would look just as good, or the quartz block. So I got lots of options. I'm going to use iron. Right then. So this is our starting point. Now, I don't actually have any way to show the picture of what it's going to look like, kind of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of what it's supposed to look like and I'll like post it on Instagram, and we'll work with that. I think that's a good idea. We'll just work with that. So this right here is going to be the bottom arm, and it'll stretch out from there. And then that bottom arm, it's like one area where people are going to either sleep or work out or Maybe it might be an entertainment area, whatever it might be. So that is one place. And this can be really hard to do because the ones that are like on the sides and upside down, there's no way for me to actually like show that. I mean, there's not going to be anything. I'll see what I can do. I mean, I can fly, so that's probably something that's so much more difficult to do in any other version of Minecraft. I mean, if I was doing this in survival, it'd be, well, it wouldn't be impossible, but it would be royal pain in the neck. So let's just burn this down, like I was saying before. Hopefully it'll spread. Looks like it is. Right then. So I'll give you guys an update once I've got some of the scaffolding in. Well, not scaffolding. Once I've got the basic structure in, and we'll go from there. According to my calculations, at least according to my art, this is about the size of what it's supposed to be for the first platform, and that's without the curved edges. I was thinking of putting curved edges just to illustrate the fact that at some point it starts to curve out, but this is what it's supposed to be for the entire platform, and it approximates a fair amount of space on the inside that you're looking at around 5 meters. This part right here is the wall itself. Now you're going to notice that I am using quartz blocks. Why am I using quartz blocks? Well, straight answer here for you is that there's no iron stair blocks, unfortunately, and I need stair blocks. So that's how this has happened. So yeah, I'm just throwing all these in, and I've completely forgotten to put that curve in there, but it's not going to be long. It looks like it's no more than about 3 blocks out, so it'd be like this. Just bringing those out, and I'm gonna have to use some stairs to go and bring that up as well. Yeah, like that. And it'll go up like that, and then this will come up again. I think I actually might want to bring it out just a bit farther. So it's going to turn out to be a bit more than just 3 blocks. That's fine though. And how does that look? It's getting there. One more layer. Actually, I think it needs to go out a bit more. Yeah, I'm just derping around at this point. But yeah, you guys get the idea. I think I'm going to push out a bit further. And then I'm going to be able to make the pillars. This is technically a pretty straightforward build. It's going to be pretty fun, nevertheless. Nothing like a nice, quick build. Might take a couple of episodes to get it completely done, but I'm good with that. Right then, so here's the basic structure. I haven't finished everything. This is actually a mounting joint. Actually, I say actually too much. That annoys me. But yeah, so, well, I haven't completely finished it. I still have to match that side with that side. Just kind of putting in some decals and stuff like that, things that make it look more real. Now I know that these things, once I get to the what do you call it, complete vertical version of this, it's not going to be able to do this. So I mean, I can just use artistic judgment on this part and just say that not all of these structures are set up in the exact same way. So which being, I can use blocks instead for those, and it will look proper, I hope, because I know that these can go like that, which is great. I can work with that. That does actually tempt me a little bit to go and use maybe another, but use a block instead, but I don't really want to. I'm contemplating it. I don't really want to use a giant block for these though. I like these. I mean, if I can do it this way, this is the structure that's going to be seen most, considering it is the lowest level of this. I'd prefer just to stick with this. The same thing with this, the stairs. I can't use it on this angle, because on this angle it is not something that can be done on the vertical level, but it can be done horizontally like this, which is great. So I'm willing to work with that. That's fine. I was thinking of putting stairs in here as well, but the moment that you break a block there, I know this is not considered, this is considered like an air block, so it won't fill in properly, unfortunately. Oh well, I can work with this. It looks very flat, unfortunately. That's what putting detail is for. I'll keep cracking away at it, making it look good. Right now, it's not great looking. Right then, so I have done a bunch so far. Here we go. It looks weird. It really does look weird. I mean, it is in that stage where it's not anywhere near as finished as it could be. But the idea is coming to me. As you can see what's going on here, these are escape pods. Not much room in there. Well, I guess in a sense that's 2 meters by 6 meters. It's a pretty big space. Yeah, so that's going to go in there. There's going to be another 2 on that side, and then there's going to be 4 more here, so 2 on that side, 2 on that side. And I'm expecting that to be some sort of, I don't know what that will be. Ignition, or I'm not sure. I have yet to plan that. Regardless of that, I guess there should be some sort of mechanism for pushing the entire thing forward all at the same time. But maybe those things were extended after it had... That would make sense. So after this got up to speed, then those pipes would have been extended, or whatever you want to call them. Right then. So this seems to be the total height. I think I've messed up though. It seems that it's not nearly as long as it could have been. These 2 are going to be just barely touching, which isn't the best, so it's not going to look as good as it could. So it's going to be a squishy build. But I'm going to go ahead with it anyways. I also think that this may be a little bit too busy looking. I'd like to streamline it a bit more, maybe. I'm not sure. Box it in a slight bit more. I'm really not sure. It looks kind of odd, to be honest. So maybe I should just frame it in a bit better. Something like that. Make it look less busy. That's the problem. It looks too busy. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. There's nothing special looking on the inside of this either. It's pretty straightforward. I also think that maybe I should bring this down here as well. It does look a little odd. Yeah, let's bring it around. No! It's a stair. There we go. Okay. Broke the right one. There we are. Right then. I think I'm going to have to do that on the other side as well then, if I'm going to do it like this. I do really just find it way too busy looking though, so that's not good. That's a problem. So let's break this back a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to bring down the busyness. But yeah, this right here, the line of redstone blocks, it's just purely to show me where this stops. So it's a measuring line just to show where this would be when I finish building this over there. Right then. So I'll give you guys an update in a bit when I've got a bit more done. Well, I think this is probably going to have to be the last update for this episode. There's a bunch more that I've done, so I'm going to sort through that, show you all that has been completed. As you can see, I've gotten the majority of the craft done. This also means that I'm recording this on Sunday, and it's like 9:50 p.m., which means that this episode didn't come out in time, unfortunately, at all. Not even my projected hoping to get it done by Sunday hasn't happened. So I'm just going to have to release it as soon as I possibly can. Maybe I might even put it off to the next... maybe you'll be seeing this in early May instead of April. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, let's put my unhappiness aside and let me show you what I've been working on. So the stuff that I have, before I get to that redstone right there, you can see the basic structure, all the pods have been in. Some of them I've put together to be escape pods, although all of them I thought that it kind of looks like escape pods, but it could also be used as other structures or maybe experiment rooms, washrooms, research areas, places that can be done like for experimentation, whatever that might be. Bottom section, I fixed up this, cleaned it up, looks nice. I think that might have been in the previous, but it's coming together really good, and I'm really enjoying putting it all together. I did clean this up a bit more, make it look a little bit more aerodynamic, although that's obviously not necessary, but it does look a little bit more cool when you get it like that instead of just a box. So whatever. Yeah, so also another thing that I did was realizing that this was just way too large. I have clipped off about 7 blocks worth off each side and narrowed it in to make it look a little bit better. So if I'm pulling away here, just go down a bit. It looks so much better in my opinion. It looks a lot more balanced, and I really needed that. So there we go, got that done. So I just need to do that 3 more times for it to complete. So that's going to be what is going to take up the majority of my time for the next episode, and I might end up having to do some other stuff. So this is what I actually was working on a lot of the time, was this redstone door. So what I wanted it to look both cool as well as functional, and I think I've accomplished that. Managed to get a redstone clock in there using the comparator circuit. So if I press that, you go in here, you can see it right there. It stays open for your time, shoots back open. So I just hit that again, and then you drop in, and there. Nice. So here we go. This is just pushing that up so you can bounce back up. I may as well show you. That's kind of cool. So this button right here, it says open hatch button. So this is for anybody that's on the server that wants to check out what this is all about. You hit that, you hit this, and then you jump out. Simple as that. Now, I just gotta go and press this again. Jump on down. There we go. So it says press wooden button to get inside. It's this little guy right here. Now, I might not be able to get out quickly enough. Didn't think so, but you can see it just a slight bit right here. You press that, and you can get into the ship. So that's the entrance. There's the button to get back in there. That took a lot of wiring. It is not pretty. I mean, look at this thing. It's not some pretty wiring. I mean, it's squished. I mean, it's a really small circuit that I've stuck in here, and I think Mumbo Jumbo might be even just a slight bit proud of me there. I think I could have compressed it more, but I just you can only do so much. Maybe you might not be impressed. That guy is a redstone genius. Okay, let's pop this thing open, and let me show you what else I got. So I thought it was a good idea for space saving that they would have their storage units like this up at the top. What was that? Oh, it's just that. Then you've got beds to the sides, and you've got lighting systems up top there, which I thought looked pretty cool. And the same thing over here. So these are all the bedding areas in the front or back sector of the ship. I didn't show the propulsion system. I'll show that in a bit. So this is another section. If you look up top here, this part is actually how you go to the other parts. And I was thinking about it, and I realized that I really don't want those to be visible. I just want the one section to be visible. So you get the idea of something that's just constantly turning. And this right here, this room, when you'd want to go inside here, this probably would have no gravity. You'd pop this open, and maybe I should just fake a button. Yeah, maybe you might have. Oh, let's do it this way. Those buttons obviously don't do anything, but it's the idea that the upper button would switch it to the next, and that would switch it to the previous. So that's just for this rotating room here. This room would rotate with the rest of the arms that are spinning. So that's the centrifugal force. So once you got to the one, you would simply pull yourself down to get to the next level. And then you'd be down here. So I really should put a ladder. Give the idea of something. Yeah, let's put a ladder. Before I forget, ladder. Now I know that's not the best method of transportation between areas, but whatever. It'll do the trick. Let's get out there. Oop, that's not what I intended to do. Switch that off. And now I'm going to just give you an eye view of the rest of the ship. So those are just supposed to be shelves, shelves, shelves. Everybody needs storage. This is the room for the experiments and whatever. Over here is the shower and bathroom. I thought it was actually kind of cool. I managed to get a shower that I thought was pretty logical. You got this, obviously shuts and closes door. Supposed to be a toilet. That is just in your face. But I guess you can use the toilet when you're there, so whatever. Shower stall, curtain, and then this is captain's area. I thought those were logical because when you click on them, it looks kind of, there's things that need doing. So I thought that was the best idea. Research room, cozy seats, and this is a little area for making food. So that's literally all there is to that area there. I wanted to show the propulsion system as well. So let's get ourselves into position. Hit that button, hit this button, yawn on out. Here we go. Aw, it says set time night. No. Time set night? There we go. So there's one last thing I wanted to show before I exit out here is the propulsion system. And yeah, there's some of that makes logical sense. I mean, like, who wouldn't use the sea lanterns? They look epic. They really do look like they're pushing the ship along because of that nice glow that they have. But I also thought it would be a good idea to use lapis blocks. And I was thinking, how would a spaceship turn in space? So I thought, you know, you'd put something like this where it would have something to turn it, where you would activate these on the edges. And you wouldn't want them to be particularly powerful, or otherwise you just start spinning in circles, right? So I thought that was reasonable. And I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. So originally I thought it was going to be a storage room, but it ended up turning into an engine room. And what else would you call it? Not an engine room, but a exit, a air... I can't remember what the term is. Airlock. That's the term. Airlock. Well, that's it, everybody. So, exiting on out of here. Oop, oop, oop. Thank you guys all for watching. As always, this was a fun episode to make. I really enjoyed building this critter. So, if you liked the episode, please leave a like. If you want to see more of my subs, subscribe. And if you want to see notifications whenever a video comes out, hit that bell so you can get notifications. Okay, guys, thanks again for watching. See you in the next episodes. See you.